A plethora of descriptives in the positives were presented right after the golden arrowhead was hoisted and the fireworks lit up the sky out here at the Durban Park Square as part of Ghana's observance of its 50th independence anniversary. And at the event's conclusion, the minister in charge, Dr. Nicolette Henry, dubbed the unfolding a resounding, memorable success with many lessons for Guyanese on the unity front.
Well, tonight I believe it was a good evening, and I believe that the hard work and planning did pay off. That would be all that I would say. I think it was a good event, and I think it's representative of where we are.
Okay. Now, moving forward for your ministry, given the fact that you would have been able to execute this event that you would have planned so long for, what is your message that you will take away from this for people that are coming after you ultimately?
Well, for people that are coming after me, particularly those, I suppose, that will be younger than I am, the message is one of growth, it's a message of one of inspiration, and we're going to set the bar really high. And particularly for the young people, I would hope that they can aspire to reach great heights, and that Guyana will certainly become the land of possibilities and opportunities.
Could you say why it is normally when we have events like these, we would normally have the president delivering a message, but we didn't have one this time around? What was the reason?
Okay, I think it's more a matter of style. His Excellency did present the message in Parliament, which was the message to the nation. And so there was no reason to provide a different message at this time, because it's one message. The narrative remains the same message. At this time we were asking for national unity. We're asking for the young people particularly to focus on education, because we recognize that education must continue to be used as a medium to human development. That was the message that was delivered by His Excellency in Parliament, and that is the message for the 50th anniversary celebration.
Meanwhile, a PPPC contingent turned up at the event and left shortly after, but issued a statement on Thursday that the opposition was disrespected by the organizers because there was no seating provided for them.
So they were here. I spoke with members of the opposition, a few of them, and they just spent a short time, primarily because of the seating arrangements, more or less.
But given the fact that your ministry organized the seating arrangements, they're ultimately saying that you didn't do what they would have been expecting. So what would you say to that?
Well, what I would say to that is that the planning was in place to have the seats reserved, to the extent that all of the persons were not able to sit together, I think was more or less the issue. However, I wanted to take the opportunity to provide seating for them collectively, but I wasn't given that opportunity because they left during the time I was making provision for that to happen.
So you're saying that it wasn't prepared before?
It was prepared. I don't think it's a question of overcrowding, it's a question of sitting together.
Okay. Was this the only complaint of the opposition? Is there anything else that you could have done to really accommodate these people?
Well, I'm not sure if there's anything else I could have done to accommodate them. If you are following here, you would know this is the first time they turn up to an event that they've been invited to. I suspect that there's much more in the mortar than the pestle. I continue to say that I'll call on the members of the opposition to come forward to demonstrate a sense of working towards national unity. This country was born as a divided nation. 50 years, I shudder to think that my biggest struggle would be trying to ensure that we have unity at this time. My plea to the opposition at this time is to ask that don't let the person who's sitting in the chair the next 50 years have to cry and ask for unity.
Mondale Smith, HGP Nightly News.